Hey, what's up, guys? Said I would do a video towing with bigger tires. So, not sure how good the light is. This is my 2017 Duramax Chevy Colorado, and I'm just going to let you know what I've got on it and what I've pulled with it. A little bit of fuel mileage and how well it handles and how well it towed. So currently I'm running the 3.5 inch ready lift and a 1.5 inch body lift. Body lift's a little tricky. It's not made for the diesel, but it does work. It actually turns out pretty good. Let me see if I can get, this is all you can actually see, this tiny little gap right here. And that would be easy to, if you really just hated it, you could fill it in with the black plastic. But so 3.5 inch ready lift, 1.5 inch body lift. That gives me 15 inches from low point of frame to the ground, 15 inches of clearance. It's pretty decent. It looks good. I was running 32 inch tires. These are the Milestar Patagonia tires. These are 32s. This is what I towed with. Yesterday I bumped up a size now that I know a little more about how it handles. This is terrible lighting, sorry. Get back on this other side. So I went with a 33. It's still the Milestar Patagonias. Their load range, let's see, 10 ply. Yeah, 10 ply rated, because I'm towing my travel trailer with this. So knowing what I know now with the 32s, I bumped up to 33s. And let me tell you first how it did with the 32s. So here's the truck. It's got a nice stance. I don't know how well it shows up in the video. It always looks better when you see it in person, but it's got a nice stance. I mean, I'm about 6 foot. See, I don't know if I'm going to be in the video or not. I'm about 6 foot tall. That's where I'm at to the truck. It's above my head in the cab. So I've actually towed my travel trailer. I have a 31.5 foot long travel trailer, and I've towed it with this truck with the 32s on it. I averaged 14.5 miles per gallon with this truck with the diesel with 32 inch tires on it. I think that's amazing. It pulled the truck fine. I mean, it pulled the trailer fine. It had plenty of power. My truck before this, I actually got rid of a crew cab F-150 with a 5.0. So, which, I mean, it pulled pretty much whatever I wanted, no issues. The Ford was a bigger, heavier truck. So the heavier your truck to your trailer weight, obviously it pulls better. But to be honest, this truck tracked so good down the road with my trailer. I had no issues. I actually took some back roads that are about 60 mile an hour roads with lots of hills and turns and everything, from where I live, about 1.5 hours away to a state park. And that's when I tripped the mileage and everything. 14.5 average there and back, and it really just handled all the turns, the curves. The braking was good. You know, the Colorado's already got the brake controller installed. So let me go show you the trailer that I pulled with it. just for reference of size. And I'll give you the model number to the trailer too, just so if you want to look up all the specs on it. I don't know how well that shows up. Yeah, it looks big on the camera too. So it is. It's 31.5 foot long. Forest River Cruise Light. And that right there is the model. It's a 263 BHXL. It's the bunkhouse. And I'll just show you. I've got it open. It shows up. I mean, it's huge in here. Bunk beds in the back, so there's weight back there. I've got 2 gray water tanks, and my tanks, I didn't know at the time, but when I towed this thing, my tanks actually had water in them. My freshwater tank's full, and I think it's at least a 50-gallon. My black water tank was half full, and apparently my gray water, 2 gray water tanks were almost full because we actually overfilled the sink while we were at the park. So I did a few calculations on water weight. I think I was pulling about almost an extra 700 or 800 pounds when I went to the park. Yeah, and the truck did amazingly well. Is there bigger, better trucks to pull with? Absolutely. But I bought the truck for dual purpose. We go to Colorado a lot. A lot of the trails in Ouray, around Gunnison, see the old mining towns and stuff. I needed a dual purpose, and my Ford doesn't fit down the trails on the side of the mountains as good as the Colorado. I mean, the Colorado fits like a Jeep. I'm used to Jeep stuff, and the little diesel Colorado seems to be working great. So as of right now, everything's, I could just leave it alone, except the fact that I just bumped up to 33s. Just a real quick note, the tongue weight, if you look the tongue weight up, I think the tongue weight on this is 620 pounds of tongue weight. I've also got solar panels on top, 800 watts of solar, and I've got 500 amp hour batteries. I don't know if you can see any of that. So I got extra 5 huge batteries, solar batteries in there too, that, I don't know, it's another 350 pounds. So the trailer was well over its dry weight, which I believe is around 5,900 pounds. So I was probably at 6,500 pounds, close to 7, with all our stuff in there. But yeah, if you want to leave the truck, if you want to put a small lift on one of these trucks and maybe some 31s, I would say